What's going on, everyone? It is I. I'm your SGW guy, the doctor of foodology in the house. We got low powered Mike. We got sick myth. We don't have Gina this week. She's not with us. I hope she feels better. We're running a little bit late, seeing everything's going on. But it is your Saturday night therapy session with the three of us. And we are streaming across YouTube. Instagram is not. Instagram's having an issue. Restreaming it and Instagram are having a connection issue, so we might not be on Instagram tonight.
As far as I know, with me, it's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Gotcha.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan. How are you?
I have 100 new followers after last week.
Nice.
On Facebook.
Cool. That's awesome.
Not really. I mean, given the circumstances. I literally watched somebody get gunned down in the street.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's not cool. It's messing with me. It was pretty horrific. It was a pretty horrific thing to watch. I was on my front porch. I saw the whole thing. So you actually saw like.
Yeah, I wasn't watching it on camera. I was actually standing on my front porch watching a woman getting tased 3 times while she was in a pool of her own blood.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
It was probably one of the single worst moments of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those that are unaware, I know we have some YouTube loyalists from different parts of the state or the country. There was a little bit of an incident, I guess you could say, right, Mike?
Right in front of my house.
Yeah, right in front of Mike's house during the week. That was, caught on camera. I saw it on the news. Of course, it was big local news.
Local news actually, got the rights from me to use the footage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. PA homepage credited it to Gina, and NEP credited me for the either. I don't care who gets credit for it. I mean, yeah. Anybody who knows me knows my cameras. So, but yeah. I mean, the woman was naked. She was only wearing flip-flops.
Oh.
And she had a knife in each hand.
She had a knife in each hand.
Now, here's like, I can give you the real dope here, because there are a lot of people saying a lot of things. Anything that you heard on PA homepage is wrong. For one thing, they called my cameras ring doorbell camera. And I said to the producer, I'm like, dude, that thing's 9 feet in the air. What kind of doorbell camera is that? Anyway, basically, her mother died a few weeks ago. She went out. She's a combat veteran, and she has severe PTSD. And when her mother died, she went off of her medication, and she was in adrenaline mode, I guess. She was out to kill herself, definitely. She stepped right in front of a car. The guy, to his credit, he was coming home from work. After working an 8-hour shift, he was a mid-shifter. And he stopped on a dime. Like, he came within inches of actually running her over.
Oh, wow.
And he had the presence of mind to actually stop that car. Well, because he didn't kill her, he had his elbow like hanging out the window, like he had his window open. She started stabbing at him, and she caught him right here, like the webbing between the index finger and the thumb.
Oh, that just
because he was holding his hands up to defend his face. Um, I actually have his entire interview with police on my, I turned the one camera to where they had him sitting on a curb. I brought him out a Gatorade. I gave him, I have a stool on the other side of the room here, for practicing guitar. So I brought him that stool out. I gave him a Gatorade. The people across the street offered him a blanket. Thanks, Venger. It's not really a story though, man. It's real life.
What's going on, Van?
So
She,
Mike, the guy that was driving the car was just by happenstance, right? Like he was coming home from work, and she was in the road.
Yeah, she jumped. Literally, you can see it on the footage. If you look close enough, she jumps right in front of the car.
Oh,
and her roommate was across the street. He's the guy yelling, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" That was the guy that you see like right at the beginning with the cell phone. That's her roommate. He's on the phone with 911. He's trying to get her calmed down.
Damn.
And he was standing across the street. He was the second witness to the thing. As soon as she started stabbing at the guy, police, they were already there. They were like following her around in the car. I guess they were looking for somewhere to like, they had like logistics. They had to block the street up. They had to, do different things. So by the time they got their act together, she was already stabbing at this guy. So that was enough for them. They came driving up. They had their doors flipped out like shields. And that's when you hear, put down the weapon. Like they're yelling commands at her. She's completely ignoring. In fact, I believe she charged them.
Wow.
Like she charged at them with the knives. And the cop who shot her had no choice. And I think at that point she was deliberately trying to commit suicide by cop. Now, cops don't shoot people in the leg, no matter what you hear or see in the movies. They don't shoot people in the leg. They don't shoot people. They don't shoot to disarm. It's what you're taught in, like I've gone through like different training, and because I'm a concealed. I have a concealed. I mean, it's not mandatory in Pennsylvania. I just think it's a good idea
sure.
to know state law when it comes to discharging a weapon.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's a good idea to know, when it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate, and duty to inform as far as like you get pulled over. I believe in Pennsylvania, you have a duty to inform the police that you have don't ever say I have a gun. That could be taken a lot of different ways on a traffic stop.
Oh yeah.
Just say to the officer, I have a carry permit and I'm carrying right now. That's the best way to go. Just say I have a carry permit and my 2A is in the glove compartment, or my weapon's on my hip, or whatever. And depending, the cop will decide how to proceed. He'll either tell you to keep it where it is, or he'll ask you to hand it to him, and he'll proceed to like unload it or whatever.
Right.
Oh, sorry, I got a cat here who's demanding attention. So where were we? They shot her. She's still held on to the knives. They tased her. She would not drop those knives to save her life. They started tasing her again. Actually, they hit two of them hit her at once. And finally getting hit with two at once was enough for her to open her hands and release the knives.
Wow.
Then they were yelling commands for her to get on her stomach, which I assume, as I was trying to, I got sidetracked. Police always shoot to stop, and that's something you're taught in, any good training. You don't shoot to kill. Don't shoot to disarm. Don't try to shoot somebody in the hand to that works in movies. That doesn't work in real life. You always shoot center mass.
Yeah.
Don't go for the head. Don't go for the legs. Shoot center mass. That's what the least motion.
Just try to get the situation
body.
under control and yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, they shot her 3 times center mass. I don't know where she got hit.
Wow.
there was enough. I mean, what was left behind was a pool of blood and a set of bloody flip flops. She attacked a nurse when she got to Geisinger because they always if it's always GSV or Geisinger Wyoming Valley for a GSV. GSV is the standard term for gunshot victim because Geisinger has the best trauma center. So
Wow.
she went to Geisinger and apparently attacked the nurse when they were, I guess, taking her off the gurney or something. So she lived. She's alive, and she's facing multiple charges. Mostly aggravated assault.
That is something.
I heard different things. I know people who know Sam Sangadolce, our district attorney. He does have a soft spot for veterans. He's um, I don't think the woman needs jail, and I don't think that Sam is going to think that she needs jail either. I think the woman needs help, and I don't think she's going to find any help, in Luzerne County Prison.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I mean,
That's
like, of course, my camera's caught everything.
Right. Right.
The reason why you see like a big bright orb of light that blocks a lot of what I'm describing here, it blotted it out because the police had their headlights. They were parked at a jaunty angle in the street, and the headlights were shining. Uh, yes, Stephanie, she is my neighbor. Uh, they were shining their headlights directly into the camera, which any camera, if you shine headlights into a camera, it's not going to pick up much. Like within a 5-foot radius of those lights. Yeah, Stephanie, she lives. Her and her roommate live up on Culp Street. Gina actually knows their next door neighbor in the apartments where they live. And yeah, I mean these are people I see them every day. I never spoke with her really. Her roommate is a really nice guy. I talk with him all the time, though I don't know his name or anything. It's just neighbors. So I'm sorry that I'm dominating the floor here tonight, but
No.
I
This
mean
is,
you're talking.
you're fine. You're fine.
You're talking, and especially the way PA homepage, Andy Mahalchik, I am not impressed. Uh, his investigative reporting was uninformed at best. They were making up stuff as they went along. Like, oh, you see this man running away from police in the street? No, that was her roommate trying to get out of the way of the cops, but at the same time be at a vantage point. He actually recorded the whole thing. I saw him recording with his camera. So there is footage of it out there, and that I know of, at least 2 eyewitnesses, me being one of them.
What time did this happen, Mike? Like were you awake? Were you asleep? Did you hear
I
a
had
commotion outside? Like how did
that's
you get
that's
out on the
exactly what
porch?
happened. I was
Yeah.
upstairs with Gina. I had just finished up. Like every night, I go upstairs anywhere between say 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. I don't sleep solid. Like when I go to bed, I'll go to bed like around 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and then sleep until like 1. Get up for a while, have a couple of drinks, and go back to sleep until like 8.
Yeah.
I was off the next day anyway. This happened Sunday night into Monday, and I had taken Monday and Tuesday off because Gina had doctor's appointments, or a doctor's appointment. So I was in the living room with Gina. I had just finished cleaning up the litter boxes and getting food out for the cats, all that good stuff. And then I heard yelling and screaming below me. So I wanted to make sure. A lot of times, stuff from the street will spill into the alley that next to my house, which is actually my property. So like I'll be up on the porch. Like if I'm on the second floor like that, I'll just go out on the porch and just like, hey, get the hell out of here! You're on private property, or whatever. Or I'll just like, hey, you're on camera. Anything you say or do. And if they're, really belligerent, I'll just be like, okay, well, if you don't, that's not good enough for you. I have a gun. And I'm
Well,
really, especially in your case, I'm really not afraid to use it.
but what if you need to cash lottery tickets, though? I mean, like, what if you have lottery?
It's an interesting neighborhood, that area.
Oh, yeah.
What is this
But
video? I'm saying, is this video up on your YouTube page?
No, it isn't. At least not yet. It's all over Facebook. It's got
Okay.
because Facebook does a reel and then they do an actual, So between the two things, I think it has probably well over 100,000, maybe like 120,000 views. And I heard once you get to like 1 million on Facebook, they start monetizing you. I'm probably on Facebook with video. I know I'm at least at 250,000 views on Facebook with different things. Because I mean, like I had one sidewalk driver that I put out and got like in 3 days, it got like 111,000 views. So yeah, my videos actually translate for whatever reason. They seem to translate better onto Facebook.
Yeah, whatever works. It's
And yeah, like I said, I ended up with like 100 new followers.
Nice. Speaking of followers, I'm looking here on my channel really quick. And I want to give a shout out. First, I want to give a shout out to everyone watching us on Facebook. Because sometimes if you comment on Facebook, we don't see it. So if you want to join our chat, like and subscribe to one of our channels. Descriptions in the description, all our links. But I want to give a recent shout out to my channel just hit 705, which I didn't realize because I wasn't paying attention. So my channel's at 705. Thanks for getting me hit to that 700 mark. Really appreciate it. Wait, I'm sorry. No. I lied. 668. I have 705 videos up. I have 668 subscribers. I want to say hi to Nova Distress, Patty, Sandman, Emore Food, Garrett S, Mark M, Peter D'Angelo, Rage Girl Radio, Sam Lombardo. I got to get Rage Girl Radio on the show. But yeah, thank you. I thought I hit 700. I didn't. I'm at 705 videos. My fault. Okay, carry on. My fault. I got excited for a minute. Like, woo, shit. But no, that's why we do this show, to bring. Hey, something goes on, we bring it to the media. We put it out there. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you for the 20 that's watching. I'm sorry.
Hey, John.
What's up, John? Susan, I didn't know that Knoebels got flooded. I wasn't paying attention to the news. I hope you and Bob are okay. I hope you're okay. Again, if you're just joining in, Gina will not be joining us tonight. She's not feeling well, so thoughts and prayers out to Gina. Thoughts and prayers out to Susan. She's not feeling well either from last time I talked to her. Didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm sorry. But go ahead.
I was just going to say, my critique of the three news outlets. As far as television news, Fox 56 took a minimalist approach. They just shot the street from different angles. They got a camera angle of my front window where it says "Back the Blue" because I have those things because I got them from Crime Watch.
Right.
Basically, and they just minimalist reporting. They just stuck with facts, and it was like literally not even a minute long. That was probably the best way to go. NEP for the most part did basically the same thing, except they used my footage. They didn't try to guess at what was happening. Andy Mahalchik basically took my footage and ran with it. He created this whole narrative that was completely false. I'm sorry, but I would never trust that guy with anything after I saw the way he completely bludgeoned the story. He just, like I said, he was literally just making stuff up. When they said we reached out to the driver of that vehicle and, no, they didn't. They reached out to me. They asked me for the guy's name, and I said, I'm not giving you that. I said, you know what? I have his entire police interview on taped, good quality too. I'm not giving you that either, uh, because the guy was a victim of a violent crime.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not going. I'm not going to take part and allow you to exploit that.
just for
So yeah, for ratings or media, I'm like, I could do it myself if I chose to. I am choosing not to.
right. We had someone.
If that
Sorry.
if he wants to talk to the press, he is, more than I'm sure capable of reaching out to them and saying, "Hey, I'm the guy in that car." Or the proper channel would be for them to get the police report and get the guy's name that way. And he lives in this neighborhood, so he was not he had to leave his car behind because everything had there was evidence, and
Right. That's like,
also it had to be decontaminated because there was blood everywhere.
oh, dude. I just can't imagine. Like I just can't imagine. Like, holy crud! It's
Well, if you're going to take 3 gunshot wounds to your center mass, there's going to be blood.
I'm talking about the guy, like the guy who got stabbed, like the guy in the car. But
They pretty much told him, like, they did like one of these like get down. They were like signaling at him, get down, because car could probably, like, especially when you're talking, because police use hollow points. That a car door is enough to stop that. Hollow points are not what they are in movies. They don't explode on impact and cause all. They're meant to just, when they hit something, they mushroom, they expand. So they're not gonna you're not gonna, like, say, hit somebody, an innocent person standing behind me. You're shooting at me. The person behind me is not going to get hit when the thing explodes out of me. That's why hollow points exist. Most people, especially, I think it was like the movie Lethal Weapon. When Mel Gibson's talking about suicide. Do it right, do it right. Like a hollow points, it'll completely blow out the back of the skull. It doesn't work. Hollow points don't work that way. They're basically meant that they expand so they don't pass through a person.
gotcha.
I have an AK-47 upstairs that it has pointed rounds. If I were firing that indiscriminately into a crowd, it would probably pass with like through 3 or 4 people before that bullet stopped.
Just want to give a shout out quick. We got 2 live watching us from Facebook. Thank you guys for hanging with us. We appreciate
Stephanie.
it.
Sorry.
Let's say if you want to chat in, subscribe to the channel. Sometimes we won't see your comments. It's just a heads up. If you try and comment, we may or may not see it. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just answering Stephanie's question. Yes, the guy's okay. He was treated. Andy Mahalchik reported that he was taken to a local hospital, treated, and released. That was completely false. He was treated on the scene and allowed to go home. That's different than being treated and released from a hospital.
Right. Oh, absolutely. It's that's something that's
And then by the time they got to me, it was like around 4 or 5 a.m. They wanted they had USB sticks, and they wanted to go through all my cameras and pull every single bit of footage from my NVRs. So,
can you have said how much you want to pay for this, or no? If you want.
No, you're either willing to cooperate or you're not, and I have no reason to not cooperate.
Right.
So.
I'm just curious if they like bought it, like paid you for the footage, or
no, but they could go to a judge and get a warrant and demand it.
Gotcha.
So either way, go through.
Yeah. So basically, if they want it, they're going to get it if they want it, regardless.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I have no reason to withhold it.
Right. It's Wow, I don't know if I cut. I've been watching the news lately. I've been sleeping a lot. Next week I go. Next Friday I go see the hematologist and get all the. They didn't have all the results from the blood work and everything, so they should have it by then. So I'll see exactly what's going on. My EKG test didn't come back yet, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, just plugging away. Um, I do have some matches jumped in. Priest, I don't know if you heard over, and we were talking about this. I don't remember if we didn't talk about. We were talking about this before we went live. Tammy's Kitchen. I was just talking to Tammy this morning herself. They're looking right now. The goal to be in the old Chuck's Diner is August 1st. That's when they're supposed to be grand opening. So within a couple weeks from the grand opening, what's up, Joe? So again, we
Yeah, it's I agree. I agree with you, Joe. Sorry, I got a cat here who's rubbing up against my tripod.
it's
Yeah, it's at the same time though. I don't know. It's a subject I'm not really. I don't talk about it all the time, but then again, when it comes up, yeah, I own guns.
never had a gun, never owned a gun. I was gonna say I've never owned one.
Well, I used to always say I didn't start like I didn't become a gun owner until a few years ago. Basically because I started getting older and weaker. But when I was in my prime, Jay, you knew me when I was in my prime. I was 6'7".
Yep.
280 pounds of power. My version of home defense was I kept a 4-foot broadsword next to my bed. And I think if you saw a hippie coming down the stairs with a 4-foot broadsword, 7-foot tall hippie coming down the stairs with a 4-foot broadsword, you'd probably run. If I were going to go swinging that thing around. But yeah, you get older. I'm not what I was.
Yeah, neither we never are. I remember walking from here, from my not West Piston, but my old house in East End. I remember walking from there to the mall, walking back. Didn't have a car yet. I wasn't driving. I was like 15. Walked to the mall, walked to Top Dog. Used to walk all over the place. Now I go up and down the stairs. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. It's like time catches with you. And
Oh, dude, I used to when I lived in with my mother in Lower Orland Trailer Park. I used to walk to East End to hang out with Rob, and then we'd walk up the mall or we'd walk downtown, and then I'd walk home.
right. And it was nothing. Now it's like, oh, damn. We, go like, 5 feet and we're like, the legs are hurting, the back's breaking. What's up, Box? Thanks for hanging with us tonight. I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna
I
say.
love that Aerosmith Reference, Michael O. Janie's got a gun.
Call him the Ox. No,
Well, I've done this before on the show. This is always next to me. Always. That is a 38 special, and it's got plus B and loaded hollow points. If somebody came through one of the windows next to me, because I'm on the ground floor in the shop, I have a mixed use building,
right.
and the ground floor is actually like a storefront, which I just basically use as a den. Well, actually, now I pretty much, with my back and everything, I pretty much live here. So, no, I can't sleep in bed. Last time my back got horribly screwed up, it was when I was sleeping in bed. And it seems like whenever a lot of times I'll go upstairs and like if I need a break, I'll lay in bed. And when I get up out of that bed, I'm hurting. So I don't know. It used to be very comfortable for me. It's not now.
I got Molly hiding underneath my desk. She's sleeping underneath my desk. It's
I got Xavier in the room keeping me company. He keeps hopping up here. He can never make up his mind.
but it's so. Throw a question out to the group here. Again, if you're watching us on Facebook, you might want to. If you comment, I might not see it. So if you want to join and subscribe to one of the channels, please do. But with everything going on, who lives here in the areas? What do you think about your local police? Like, is your do you live in a safe area? Like, what are your comments on where you live? Now, me in West Pittston can't complain. There's no, you rarely see anything going on. More from what I hear, it's more like over across the bridge from me.
My neighborhood is actually largely Dominican. So, yo habla español muy bien. I speak enough Spanish to get by. So, and it's a good thing to know in this neighborhood because if you wander into Espinosa's Bodega or Don Julio's a drink. I don't know, Don Beto, which is actually like a misuse. I don't unless the guy's name is Beto, but Don Beto's, and they're always shocked too. Like I'll walk in and I'll speak English, and hey, you got a lottery machine in here? No English. Okay. La máquina de lato. Oh, la máquina de lato. It's like, yeah, it's like, wait, you speak Spanish? Yeah, I do. Weird, isn't it? Big Russian guy like me.
Yeah, Joe. Thanks, Joe, for checking in. Yeah, on our side, I don't really see too much anything really going on. Like, we're just in the like right near the Ave. Like with you, we're right near the Ave. But I'm more towards Liberty than Luzerne.
Liberty.
Yeah.
Liberty boo.
I live in a pretty elderly neighborhood. My neighbors are cool. My neighbor on this side of me grows the best tomatoes. Always has a good.
You're like in Parsons Miners Mills, right?
Hudson, yes.
Oh, Hudson. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of old people up that way.
So you guys, lived in East End. Mike, you're in North End. I'm on like the far north end of Wilkes-Barre. When people say, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm like Wilkes-Barre because I have a Wilkes-Barre zip code.
Right.
I don't live in the city.
But you southern. Well, that's like the zip code 18643. That's Pittston, West Pittston, and Exeter. So you say, "Oh, what's your zip code?" You could be anywhere. Yeah, Vendor. I like a good homegrown tomato. Oh, and if Matt, if you're watching, still, I know you like my videos. Let's just say this year's complete. My next upload will be for January 1st.
He's going to be asking you for more, though, man. He's never saying. He's going to want more. Mark, yes, I did. I went golfing last Sunday with my brother and my cousin. We had a pretty good day. We played 18 holes. It was pretty decent weather. I got to improve, man. I am not a good golfer. I start out decent and then I just lose it like real fast. But I'm not giving up. I think with my membership this year, I'm going to do some golfing with my bro and my cousin, and I'm going to get better. But yeah, we had a good time.
I never played.
It's frustrating.
I could drive the ball pretty far. Like I used to go to like Rich's Golf and like go to the driving course and whack
much
the
fun.
shit out of it. Yeah.
See, the only
I loved how they.
Oh, go ahead.
I loved how they had the double level driving range at Rich's back in the day. We'd always go up top and smash golf balls off the second floor. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that was way after my time. I remember seeing it from the road, but my mother used to take me there when I was a kid, and there was no double level. Also, I used to date a girl many years ago. She loved going there. Her thing was, she'd get like frustrated or angry or whatever. She'd go into the batting cage and just whack baseballs for like half an hour.
Just to
and I thought, that's like, wow, that's a really good idea.
It is, yeah. That's why I love the idea of those. Don't they call them like rec rooms, where it's just they have old TVs and old furniture, and they just hand you a baseball bat and say, "Here you go to town."
Yeah, that's an interesting concept too. I don't deal with a lot of frustration though. I don't deal with a lot of anger. I'm not an angry person. I'm not a frustrated person. I'm very much philosophically speaking, you could say that I would be considered like a stoic. I just accept things as they are.
Right.
You're a realist.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. I'm sorry. Stoic. The two things I subscribe to would be like considered stoicism and pragmatism.
Oh, definitely pragmatism.
Yeah, I'm pragmatic about everything.
Me too.
It doesn't like my ex-wife came to me and said, I want a divorce. Okay. I'll give it to you.
That's like when my ex-wife said, I don't want to be married no more. I'm like, okay.
I love that word so much. I added it to my resume. It's like one of the first things on my resume, that I'm a dedicated and pragmatic. Insert the rest here. But yeah, that's very much
pragmatism is like the best way to be. It really is.
Yep.
And stoic as well. Stoic is also like, the Stoics were well renowned in Grecian philosophy.
I would say pragmatism and humility, being humble, is also a good thing too. I pride myself on just being as humble as possible at all times.
I have a lot of reasons to be humble.
Me too.
Yeah. Same.
Fred versus Venger in a golf match. You win, Venger. I'm no good.
Yeah, the only golf I'm good at is miniature golf. That I could do.
Mini golf is fun.
You get down to it, if you spend a lot of time at Rich's golf course as a kid, you pretty much know how to play golf, because between the mini golf and the driving range, I mean, all you're missing is the middle part. You whack the shit out of the ball and then you chase it, and then you putt it. So I mean, miniature golf is putting, and
golf is,
and the driving range is the beginning of it is driving. So what you miss the sand trap.
It's I remember I love say when I was younger and we used to go vacation down in Jersey. On the boardwalk they had a miniature golf course, which was always cool.
What, Wildwood?
Ocean City.
Okay.
It's first $100 bill, me, you wait. 18 holes. So it looks like when Venger comes out, looks like we got a little golf challenge.
It looks like he wants to play golf with me. He's never going to want to talk to me again. I'm so bad. He's going to be like, this is the worst day of my life. But
sure, there's always the clubhouse.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll meet you there.
It's well, when Venture comes to
Too
town,
funny.
we got to take him out to a couple places.
Yeah. So Venger's coming to town. Tell us, Venger, you're coming up to the Wyoming Valley.
Avenger 6 is coming to town.
Oh yeah.
What brings you up this way, Venger?
Us.
Some
Us?
form of desperation.
I'm gonna go with us.
Did you forget something? Did you misplace something?
Oh, Mike, how did I miss that? Yeah, I never hit the clown nose. I tried like hell though. I mean, it was like $250 if you can get it. The clown nose was a light bulb in the center of the clown's face. It was at like probably at around 300 yards. Yeah, I did hear that somebody actually did hit that once. Probably a lie, invented by the management to keep you trying.
Right. I can actually say it was not me. Not at all.
Wasn't me. I came close once. I hit the clown.
All right, be right back, guys. Gotta go talk to Mother Nature. Yeah, right back.
Well, it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. Hey, it's the Mike Show with me. I'm Mike. It's the Mike Show, and I got lots of good guests like Fred.
Glad to be with you. Welcome to the Mike Show.
Yeah, whenever I have to sing it anytime, and I've said it 100 times. It's a ripoff of Mystery Science Theater 3000. But that was a great movie. They did a great movie. I wish they did a sequel. I absolutely love that show.
Yeah, man.
Sorry.
I gotta. No, it's I have to refresh my memory. I know I've watched some of Mystery Science like in the past, maybe back in the day if it came on, late at night or something. But I know you could watch it on YouTube. I have to just binge watch some Mystery Science one of these days.
Well, the ones that they would show the most was they were a package deal, and it was the giant Gila monster, and what was the other one? Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot it because I've seen them so many times. Basically, the rights ran out on the films, so they were considered public property.
Yeah,
they were out in the public domain, I should say. So they would. Periodically, they have to renew the rights to the films. And one time the rights were in dispute, and they were just showing these two every night. Like watching like the giant Gila monster. The other one was Attack of the Killer Shrews. Starring Roscoe P. Coltrane. I forget the James Best. And Ingrid Good. I just remember her name because, well, Ingrid is good, but James is best. That was a great, because they had, they had their names up at the same time. And then there's, the shorts that preceded them. The one was Day at the Circus with Emmett Kelly, no less. And, just, it was literally like, a black and white, Circus of the Devil thing. I mean, circuses are inherently frightening to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
And look, Jay's red now. He's in hell.
Yeah, I still can't figure out how it's, unless it's just the way the light is. I have no red lights in my room. But always happens.
Turn on the red light. Turn on your red light.
We still
Mine's
got
green.
We still got people hanging with us on Facebook, so thank you. Appreciate it.
Fred, you got a question? And Fred answered.
I was responding to Mark. Mark recommended some food reviewers from Vegas last week. I haven't checked them out yet, but I'll be doing that soon.
Yeah, I haven't even watched
What do I
been
do at
watching.
6 a.m.? Sorry.
Go ahead.
There's a question for me.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't see it.
What do you do at 6 a.m. Sunday morning? I'm either asleep or I'm loaded. One or the other. No middle ground. If I'm still awake, then I'm still awake because there's something left in the Yukon bottle, or there's something left in the Ice 101 bottle. And if I'm not, then there's a half full glass next to me, and I'm like this right in this spot. I'm just put my head down and I'm out, and I could be out like that for hours.
Reminds me of an old song. My dad, one of my dad's favorite songs. It was sung by Ray Price, but written by Chris Christopherson, called "Sunday Morning Coming Down." And the first,
Johnny Cash does a version of that.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, it's a great
my
song.
dad always would play the Ray Price version, but when you said the question we do at 6 a.m., that's something that popped in my head like, well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. That didn't.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. That didn't hurt.
And the beer,
I had for breakfast
wasn't
bad, so I had
one more for
dessert. And then I fumbled through my closet, through my clothes to find my cleanest, dirty shirt. Now comb my face.
Who wants to see
wash
the
my
outside
hair.
the box crew do karaoke?
I think everybody would
There
laugh at us.
Who wants to join us for some karaoke?
If anybody wants to be a part of the show right now, wants to join in, let me know. I'll send you the link. I'll put the link.
Yeah, we
up.
got an open spot tonight.
Yeah, I'm lonely
So
down
there
here. I'm the only oval, in the clouds here.
Fenger, you want to come aboard and say hi, Mark? Who else? Joe, the Ox.
We're doing amateur night.
We'll be kind. We'll be kind.
We
We're not
will
gonna heckle
rewind.
you.
Susan. Yeah, if Susan, I don't know if you're still on, but if you're still watching, how bad did Knowles get hit with the flooding? I didn't catch the news. I haven't been watching the news lately or anything. It's just been.
I got a puddle over there.
They just opened too. Knobel's like just opened for the year. Maybe
Like
2 weeks ago they already got flooded. Jeez.
It's lately the last week I literally get done from work, take Molly out, come upstairs, hit the bed, and pass out till about 7 or 8 o'clock. I just I've been overtired lately, and I hopefully the echocardiogram will explain or give me a good reason.
Might not necessarily be your heart; it could be your thyroid.
Yeah, that too. Said all the tests didn't come back yet, so hopefully something shows something. At this point, even if it's not so good, at least I know what it is. Not knowing it's the pain in the ass.
Thyroid, you could take medication for.
Right. We got 30 people watching us on my Facebook page. Like my profile page. So thank you everybody. 30 views. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. Jay, how are you doing with your soda? Are you cutting down a little bit with the soda?
I'm trying to. It is.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, man.
And
Get a soda stream.
I'm thinking about it.
Right here, wild cherry Pepsi Zero, wild cherry. You cannot tell it from because they use sucralose with the soda stream stuff. They don't use aspartame, and aspartame is just evil. But sucralose is like one molecule away from sugar, and with none of the adverse effects of it. Although, from what I understand, because your body feels like it's tricked into thinking it's getting sugar, and when there's no carbs there, you tend to eat more carbs because your body's looking for. You get hungry. Basically, sucralose makes you hungry. But other than that, I mean, it tastes really, really no different. I'm like I said, I'm really enjoying wild cherry Pepsi right now. And it's actual Pepsi, like it's branded Pepsi.
Right. It's not like
nice.
knockoff wannabe Pepsi.
Right. It's in fact, like, Pepsi has a licensing agreement with SodaStream, so like I take Mountain Dew Code Red to work with me in a thermos, uh, you know, with like ice, and it stays cold for me all day. Or they do have a rip off of Red Bull, which is really good. It's an unbranded Red Bull essentially. Tastes just like it.
Jay, I wanted to mention to you, like the next time you do your grocery shopping, go down the aisle with the coffee and the tea.
Okay.
And you'll see it's pretty much the same in every grocery store because I shop. Sometimes I go to Price Chopper. Sometimes, like today, I went to Shields. Sometimes I go to Garrity's. I kind of go all over the place. That's always in the same spot. They have a section with little boxes, and there's a ton of different flavors, and they're just like little drink powder mixes. Maybe there's like 10 or 20 little sleeves in each box, and they actually make sugar-free like soda. Basically, you take a ice cold bottle of water, you dump it in, it's like a powder, you shake it up real good, and
Just like
you
soda.
kind of you kind of trick yourself into like, oh, this is a soda, but it's in a water bottle. But
Right.
I've tried the A&W root beer. That one's really good. It tastes just like root beer. It's sugar-free.
And what's the name of it? What's the name of this? I'll have to look at it.
There,
I gotta go to the store.
I'm going to send you some links.
Okay.
Maybe I'll even text you a couple things. I'll text you some screenshots. Then, like when you go, you could look for these.
Nice. Yeah, I
definitely recommend them.
I have to call my landlord. My refrigerator decided it doesn't want to work anymore. I'm like, crap. The freezer part works perfect. Just the refrigerator part. So I'm like, well, before I call him, I took everything out of the freezer, make sure I didn't block any of the vents or anything that goes down.
Good.
Well, I've had it, like I said, it's been the refrigerator. From my side, it's the original refrigerator. I don't know if they were planning to replace it when the flood hit. I would assume yes, but I don't know. I've been here I've been here since 2012. So figure what like 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
I don't know the lifespan of a refrigerator, but
my wife and I just got a new fridge about a month ago, but it was the opposite. Our fridge was working, the freezer stopped working, so we went to Voitech down in Kingston. I wanted to give them the business. I wanted to give locals the business, so we bought a fridge from them. It was delivered in like 2 days. Back in business.
What's my dog doing? So, but anyway, it's like I'm like, damn it. It's like a little cool, but not like it should be. I had to like throw everything away. I'm like, God damn it. So yeah, I'm not gonna go shopping until I get that fixed, and I'll go buy an order. But, let's see. I've been to Tammy, so I'm not buying food because it'll go bad. So,
yep.
I went to Tammy's this morning. Went to Tommy's last night. Like tomorrow, I have to sneak over to one of my sister's house and say I need food. So I'm like going out again. But it just gets too expensive. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, it is an inconvenience when your fridge or your freezer goes down. It's an inconvenience when anything goes down, man. We're spoiled this day and age,
You don't think about it. Like, you just, now it's like, no, wait, not working.
Take everything for granted, man. We really do,
Yeah, good investment. Just go to like Home Depot or something. I have like a Magic Chef refrigerator. It's basically like a mini fridge, and it's like
for a mini fridge for upstairs.
It holds quite a bit of food, and like even the freezer's like a cubic foot of space, and I got my liquor in there right now, and actually some vegetables. and an ice bucket because I have to have ice with anything to drink, except liquor.
Gotcha. But it's so the weather's been nice this week, thank Mother Nature.
Yeah, too hot.
Yeah, it got hot really fast.
But it's so this week, just working. Let's see, Joe. Joe just posted something. Let me go back to Joe.
I was actually off most of this week. I was off Monday and Tuesday because of Gina's appointment. I went back Wednesday and Thursday, and then I called in sick Friday because, quite frankly, and I'm not going to make any bones about it, when you see somebody gunned down in the street in front of your home, it messes with your mind.
I'm sure it does, but yeah, Mike. I mean, that's some heavy shit, man.
I mean, like I don't like if I were told that okay, you have to get it together and you need to testify at a grand jury hearing, I would be honest with them, like dude, I'm like the worst witness in the world right now. My mind is like trying to block stuff out. I believe, and at the same time, it's trying to fill gaps.
Like so what happened? I don't even know.
Like I have to think about like okay, when she was actually shot, did I see it, or is my mind filling that in? I don't think I actually saw it. I think I was looking at her roommate across the street, like looking at because he was yelling, and it's just instinctive. You know, he's yelling like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" You know, and because of him yelling that, I instinctively looked over at him, and then I heard the gunfire.
So did you actually see the person get shot or not?
I don't think so, but at the same time, my mind's filling it in and showing me an image of that happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't what I actually remember and what I don't.
Joey T is with us in the house. Welcome aboard. It's I don't know. Like I never saw somebody actually get like shot and killed, or I'm sorry. Did they die or no? Wait, did they?
No. She lived. I mean, she went on to attack a nurse. So
okay,
and
but
earned another aggravated assault charge for that.
So just figure like somebody shooting, so like I'd be sitting there going, "What the heck did I just see?" I wouldn't know how to process that.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I was like literally Friday. I was exhausted. I went to bed Thursday night, probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I woke up like I don't know, maybe around 8 o'clock, maybe 7:30. And I was exhausted, still exhausted. I just called into work, and I mean, then I slept. And this is without having any I wasn't having any cocktails. You know, I had no like chemical influence happening. I basically slept after I called off. I slept for I think I slept till like 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon, because I was just that tired.
Oh yeah. Yesterday, got done with work. Hey, Mark, well, a few years ago in the winter when we lost power, my wife became a professional kerosene chef.
Oh wow!
Damn, yeah. It's yes.
Well, they have those things have a stovetop on top of them.
Last night, I said yesterday I got out of work. I was just so beat I had to sleep. So I fell asleep. I woke up around 7 o'clock, and it's still sunny out. It's still light out. I'm like, I thought I had to go to work. I thought it was the next day. And then I'm looking at my phone. It's like Saturday. Wait, I'm not working. Like I had to literally think, am I working today or am I not? That's how scrambled my head was when I woke up.
Yeah, that same thing has happened to me before. Not that long ago, man. I woke up on a Saturday morning, and I looked at my alarm clock, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm
like,
they're gonna fire me." I'm like,
yeah, because I'm looking at my thing. Like, why didn't my alarm is this rooster? So when this rooster goes off, you hear it, and you wake up, and I'm like, how did I miss the alarm? And I'm like looking, and I'm still looking. It says alarm set Monday. Oh, set Monday through Friday. I'm looking. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm looking it said Friday. I'm like, wait, tomorrow's What the hell? Yeah, I was all screwed
Yeah.
up.
That's a terrible feeling. But when you finally come to your senses and realize, oh, it's Saturday morning, and
You're like,
you could go back to bed, it's like, wow. Then it's like a great relief. But yeah, I've been there.
Joey put in, those that are watching us on Facebook might not see it. The fiance and I had the new Philly special from Pizza Haven tonight. Good stuff. Got to try it. I was at,
Oh, nice.
that's over in Luzerne, I think. I think I was there like a couple of years back.
It's right down the road from Posh Puppies, brother.
Right. Yeah, I think I've been there.
Yeah. Did you, Joey, have you tried their kitchen sink pizza at Pizza Heaven? I haven't had the Philly special there, but I've had the kitchen sink pizza. It's like buffalo bites, a special sauce, all kinds of cheese, like a 25 cheese blend. It's amazing.
Uh,
The kitchen sink.
yeah, that sounds interesting. Like even when I was
Gotta
at
try
last
it.
week when I went to Magda's.
Oh, that was a good video, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Steph and I finished that one last night. That was really good.
I found out a couple people, and let me throw it out here while it's in my head. When I do my videos, I use my cell phone, right? And when I watch them back on my phone, they're perfect. But sometimes some of the videos have a lag, and it's coming. It's not coming from. It's coming from. I use Pinnacle Studio 26, and that the program itself is causing that lag. So you have to go in and tweak it so it doesn't. I think I fixed it, but I'm not going back and going through all those videos. No. So, but that. So yeah, Matt, I have never tried. I tried the regular pizza, but yeah, I got videos for you, buddy, all the way through up to January. So if I wanted to, I could take like a week off, take a break. Now, what I'm going to do in that time is start up going ghost hunting, going to cemeteries. I'm going to start doing that. They'll give me an excuse to get. Oh, we lost Mike. Fred, you still there? Yeah, you're still there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, we lost Mike. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, I'm looking forward to do some more projects like going ghost hunting. Up here he is.
I was looking to share a video, and it wouldn't.
There he is. Okay, he's back with us.
I'm sorry. I was looking to share a video. Gina has a viral video from one of our cameras of her own. It's going viral on Reddit, and I wanted to basically submit it to our audience and see what their opinion of it was, because I believe that we actually caught a wraith on camera.
Nice.
And she's got something like, last time I checked with her, and this was yesterday, she had like over 80,000 views on it, all kinds of comments, and her goal essentially, she loves this this YouTube channel. This guy from Australia it's called Slapped Ham.
Slapped ham, like the ham you eat?
Yeah,
I know him.
And like he shows like all
I
those
watch
like
his videos. Yeah. All the paranormal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Gina's brother who actually turned us on to the guy, but she's been wanting to get a video on there for like the longest time, and I think that with this one she has a really good shot, because I mean it's literally I'm 90% sure that thing is a wraith. I mean, you could clear. Yeah, it's intense. I happened to. I was putting food out for the cats upstairs. We basically we use our. That's the feeding station in the house is in the laundry room, because the laundry room is actually a converted bedroom. So it's. Oh, Gina sent a video. We sent the video to chat. So I guess she's. That's it.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see that.
So Jay, if you could put that, it's only 30 seconds.
Yeah, let me. Right there, I just put up the link for the Slapped Ham. Anybody wants to check out its channel? I did subscribe. Yeah, let's.
Mike, I could hear that guy now with his accent.
Yeah.
This next video is from Gina Marie Wallace, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Welcome to Slapped
The May
Ham.
State Slapped Ham.
Slapped Ham. It's a good channel. I like him.
It creeps along. It does its thing. So what do you, the viewers, what do you think? I used to sit like with her brother. He used to hang out here a lot more, and him and I we would sit together and get drunk, and I'd be like, "Slapped ham," and he'd be, "Oh, okay," because I would sit and do my impression of the guy.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Mike, how about John Michael Gaudier? He does all like space videos on extraterrestrial life in the universe and
him I'm not
interesting
familiar
stuff.
with.
Check him out too. Very monotone. Like I usually watch him when I'm going to sleep. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah, we got the Echoplex on. It'll come from the left. And you'll see an orb shoot under her car. There it is.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that messed up?
You have dude. You have to get that to Slapped Ham. You have to Slapped Ham. Whoa. Yo, that's crazy.
There's a camera right next to this one, and it didn't pick up anything.
Oh man.
We're getting all kinds of stuff. Like people are saying, like, "Oh, it's the shadow of an owl." It's like, show me how the hell that works.
Gina, that's pretty crazy, man. That's a good one. Wow.
Well, like I said, I'm the one who spotted it. I was putting food out for the cats, and that NVR is in the laundry room. And because the laundry room is in the back of the house, and all those cameras, most of those cameras, are in back, and that's perched on the. We have a garage in the back, like a freestanding garage, and I have a couple of cameras on that garage facing different directions. One looks at her car, and that's her car, and
Mark,
sorry.
the place I had pizza at a video. It was from Magda's Pizza in Wilkes-Barre.
Well, they don't do just pizza. He has a full menu. I mean,
they do catering. They have I went for pizza because it was Friday, but no, they have a full blown menu.
Yeah,
I was talking to Dave Magda
they do like
for a few minutes.
They do like meatloaf and roast beef and you name it.
He was saying that he's going to do a special this week. I forget where it's put though, but it's like a dinner plate he's putting together. They had awesome loaded potato soup. That's my killer.
Yeah, Magda's his first restaurant burned down, and it was on Gardner Ave in Parsons.
Technically, that wasn't his first because I was talking to him. Oh, over near Cary Ave. Well, before Cary Ave was now, there was a place called Classic Pizza. That was his. He confirmed me that was his. Then he sold it. Then he moved to Gardner. And then who bought it after him? That's when that fire happened. and then now it cheats. But he said um, when he moved into where he's at now, he said he had a lot of remodeling to do, but he said it was worth it.
Yeah,
and he did a great job.
I've yet to been to the
He
new
did a great
place.
job.
I used to live because I lived on Railroad Street in Parsons. I lived there for 7 years, and Magda's was on Gardner, which if anybody if you know Parsons, you know that Gardner and Railroad Street intersect. He was literally like not even a 5-minute walk from where I lived. So Gina and I would get food there quite a bit. After of course I was getting divorced and stuff. Gina and I met while her divorce had just become final, and my separation had begun maybe like 3 months before. I was like not looking to be with anybody, and I even said that to her a couple of times. Like look, um, I just got out of a 10-year relationship. I don't want to be with anybody. And here we are 7 years later. We live together. And sorry.
No, I'm sorry. This is my fault. All the orbs in the picture we took. It's before me and Gia started going out. I didn't want to date. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be single, not interested. Then I get a Facebook friend request from the GF, now the GF, and I'm like, holy crap! And we just started talking, and eventually, it blossomed into a relationship. But at that point in time, I'm like, I don't want to be with anybody. I'm getting Facebook messages from people. Hey, are you looking for? Nope. Can we be friends? If you want, but you get no money. I like that. People will be like, You're the only one that could help me. I seriously doubt it. I need medicine for my daughter, and I'm out of money. Can you lend me like $30? I'll pay you back next week. Yeah, no.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Today. She's like, well, why not? Well, A, I don't know you. B, no. Just point out, no. You're mean and cruel. Well, yeah, so be it. Yeah, when it comes to people on Facebook, like those people that try and scam, I'm like, I have no sympathy. I'm like, nope. Well, what if my child dies? I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm still not giving you money. Like, these people will come up with the most outlandish things to try and get you to send them money. The best one, the best scam that they try to pull, which I have to laugh at. They'll talk to you. Hey, can you do me a favor? Well, what's the favor? I need to send you a code that you have to send to me so I could activate my phone or activate Facebook. I'm like, because I'm sending it to you now, and I'll get this pop on my phone. I'll get a text. This is to change your Facebook password. I'm like, yeah, no. She would then be like, did you get the text? I said, I got a text requesting to change my password for my account. No, that's not what it is. Yeah, okay. Like, come on, I'm not that stupid. But then I'd be like, well, why don't you send it to one of your friends? Well, you're the only one that can help me. I seriously doubt that because you want to hack my account. My Facebook account's been around since maybe 2007, 6, 7. I've been on YouTube or Facebook. I'm sorry, not YouTube, Facebook. But let's see, poor crewman has been stuck with me for a long time. Good answer for that, Fred. Steph just called you out. You've been stuck with Steph for a long time.
Oh, yeah. 15 years. And we are celebrating our 5th wedding anniversary next Friday.
Well, congratulations.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, 5 years married, 15 years together. It's all good.
So when you hit your 10 year, you're going to renew your vows?
That might be nice. Yeah. We may be calling you.
I was gonna say he's trying to drum up business for himself.
Yeah, he is. Well, I would gladly. I mean, dude, I would. That would be very memorable. That would be really cool.
I could sing.
Play the guitar, sing. Yeah, we could do a dueling band. No, I don't
Come
know.
on in, man. You're invited. We'll have a little hoedown.
Oh, cool. Thank you. No, I was just gonna, I love you truly, truly, dear. Any excuse I get to sing, I love to sing.
I didn't see Marcus chime in. Did Marcus chime in at all today?
I think so.
I didn't see him. Not that I. I think the last time I talked to him, he said that he works nights or his work schedule. But he tries to catch the replay. So if you're gonna catch replay, Marcus, what's up? Oh, look at that. Oh.
Hey Gina,
My
sorry,
phone.
I was going to ask my girlfriend, who's obviously watching. How many hits are you up to on Reddit with that video? I'm curious to know. Yeah, I bet that video is going to be slapping the ham really soon. Like I said,
I like that the slapped ham.
slapped ham.
That's cool. Yeah.
I think he would definitely air it, or not air it, but he would include it in one of his segments. I'm sure.
Videos. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
he didn't pick up on the one we have. Literally, this guy appeared out of nowhere in the next door. Basically, the property next to mine has been vacant for years. The guy died of a heart attack a couple of months after we moved here, and the property just fell into disrepair. Like the family wanted nothing to do with it, and this guy just literally popped up out of nowhere on the property. Like he looked like he just fell out of another dimension, literally. And he starts looking around, and then he runs to a wall and scales it. He just walked up the side of the wall, and then took off running. Oh, 118,000. No, the last time Gina, the last time I checked in with you, you said it was like at 80,000. We haven't talked today. I slept most. I was asleep till like about 6 o'clock. So she's at 118,000 now.
Nice. What's up, Dan? How you doing, guy? Thanks for hanging out with us.
I gotta ask Stephanie a question here. Steph, if you're still watching, you're watching. Didn't you tell me that they were doing like a paranormal investigation? Was it at the Osterhout Library, like open to the public this time, where you could buy tickets or something and take part in paranormal stuff?
Hollywood, what's up, brother? Daniel Drury, sorry. His moniker is Hollywood.
Oh.
Nice.
I said hi to Hollywood, and everybody got quiet.
I'm like, why? I know.
See that, Dan?
For a minute, I was like,
what's up, Hollywood?
Yeah.
You're in the jungle, baby.
I don't know if Dan's coming through. He's coming through Pear. I'm not sure which way he's coming through though.
Probably through my Facebook. It says Facebook on the screen, so he's probably on.
Yours or
either
mine? Yours,
Oh.
mine, or Gina's.
Yeah, GG Cat. I'm 99.9% sure we're going to make an appearance at the Edwardsville Pierogi Festival next weekend.
It
just so happens to. Yeah, Friday, Saturday. We've been going the last like 2 years. It's a great time. I mean, obviously a lot of good food, but there's this guy who has a truck. He makes cookies, all different kinds of cookies, and they're the greatest cookies you've ever tasted. They're amazing. So we go back every year just to get this guy's baked goods. They're unreal,
Nice.
and we get pierogies too. Because why would you go to Edwardsville Pierogi Fest and not get
Not the
some
pierogies.
pierogi?
Yeah.
Fidogi. So my grandparents called them Fidogis.
Pierogi. The cookie guy.
That's right, Gigi Cat, the cookie guy. I think we bought every last pack of cookies he had last year because we got there kind of late. We found him. We ran over to his truck. We're just like, we'll take whatever you have left. Okay.
Chicken wing pierogies. That's interesting.
Dude, last year I think I had blueberry cheesecake pierogi. And, it was more like a dessert, but phenomenal.
When I was at the Polish Connection years ago, they had mac and cheese pierogies. I was like, that's interesting. I got to try that.
Yes, sir.
I heard Polish Connection. That was the building I caught on fire down in Plymouth. I saw on Facebook they're gonna remodel. They're gonna stay where they're at. They're gonna remodel and reopen. I don't know when, but they're gonna do it. They're staying where they're at. I was like, good.
By the way,
wish them
the best pierogies are mom and pops. I remember the actual mom and pop. Pop used to run a garage on through 309, where the hot dog gyro places. It was Ape's Hot Dogs for a while. Now I believe it's a gyro place. That was actually a garage on that corner.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when we were little, the old man died, and he left the garage to his son. His son he knew how to fix cars, but he had really no interest in it. And so he took his father's pierogi recipe and turned it into a restaurant. And that was originally they tore down the garage and they rebuilt a restaurant there. That was where Mom and Pop's originally was.
I remember that being Mom and Pop's back in the day. Every in the summertime, on a Saturday, I'd go with my dad, take a ride over. You get like 2 dozen, 3 dozen, and that night he'd cook them up
Well, he owns the bar up the street now, and that's he converted the bar into. I think he just does catering and the stuff for the supermarkets. But the farmer cheese one is the best.
When I was a kid, I really did not get into pierogies, but as I got older, I started to like them. That and halushki. When I was a kid, I did not like halushki whatsoever. But
I still don't. I don't like cabbage.
I love halushki.
Oh yeah,
I love pierogi. My grandma makes pierogi every year for Christmas Eve. She and my aunt, make hundreds of them by hand. They freeze them, and then we have them Christmas. Oh my God, they're the best.
Looks like my grandmother, God rest her soul. All my grandparents are gone, but I remember holiday, walking into her house and and that just smell of food just knocks you over.
Oh yeah. Jay, you know what, man? Before I forget, so I was watching. I told you last week we were watching Vacation Education on YouTube.
Okay.
And they went to Ranch Wagon, right? And they got these
I saw that.
Did you see that? I never. Now I next time I'm up that way, I have to stop there to try those little.
Yeah, me too.
They were. Was it mashed potatoes and stuffing in a breaded hush puppy?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh man!
I'm looking at them when did they get those? I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Do you know why
we gotta get up there?
Anyone? Truman may know this, Fred. Why they're called hush puppies? Because
would they feed them to? Would they feed them to an unruly canine? Hush puppy.
In a way, yes. they were cheap to make, and the ingredients were readily available. When slaves would escape the South, they would take hush puppies like that they had made, like maybe like earlier in the day, or the night before or whatever. They had a bag of them, and when they send the dogs out after them, they would they throw them out to throw off the dog's scent, and also make the dog stop and shut up, basically. So the colloquial ism for it became hush puppies.
The hush puppies, yeah.
How's Nipa Rogi?
Yeah, Joey. Nipa Rogi. They are one of the vendors at the Edwardsville Festival next weekend.
Oh, so it's legit. I'm like Nipa Rogi. What the heck's that?
Yeah, they're one of the businesses, dude. It's like a whole contest. It's like Polish Connection, Nipa Rogi, a couple other places. They all compete for, their pierogi are judged, and then someone is, the winner. They're all good. It's hard to pick a favorite. That's just my opinion.
It's a shame what happens to the losers. They're executed, aren't they?
Yeah, they're quickly discarded.
And their pierogi recipe destroyed.
Yep. Self-destruct.
You were not fit
to eat my pierogi.
They're dragged through the streets.
I'll have to check them out, Susan. I'll have to check them out.
Jay, go to the pierogi festival. It's a good time. Get down there on Saturday.
I don't believe I have anything going on Saturday. I don't think I have any weddings. Let me double check.
You won't regret it, man. There's a ton of good food. Parking is a little sketchy. You'll have to circle the block 1,000 times like Chevy Chase and European Vacation before you find a parking spot. But it's worth it.
Yeah, I have nothing booked for next year. Yeah, maybe I'd like to. If I get the GF to go with me, I'll go myself. Fish fries, Mark. It was I haven't gone to a fish fry in years. I was up in Henrietta, New York, and relatives, and like, hey, you want a fish fry? I'm like, okay. So we went to this place, home fresh cut fries. The fish piece you got was like gigantic. I wish I knew the name of that place, but I forgot. But yeah, I like a good fish fry. Oh, there was a place up in Dallas. Shit, was that still considered Dallas? He's out of business, but he was called King Neptune. He had awesome like fish fries, chicken tenders, everything, you name it. But he retired out for some reason. He closed.
Yeah, Mark, for sure, man. About Pittsburgh, very just blue collar, hard working city, man. I don't get out there very often. Maybe every couple years we get out there for something, but a lot of good food, a lot of good ethnic food out in Pittsburgh for sure.
Oh, Lawrence from Boston loves Pittsburgh. He went on a jaunt to Pittsburgh and Philly to have dishes like a Philly cheesesteak.
Who was that, Mike? I didn't hear who you.
Oh, Lawrence from Lost in the Pond.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, Lost in the Pond. Yeah.
I don't know. I like impersonating people, or my mother used to always tell me I missed my calling, that I should have been a comedian. I should have done stand-up comedy and stuff. Maybe.
It's never too late.
No.
Go to an open mic night. I mean, the thing is, the people I impersonate, like me and like 3 other people know who the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'll be right back, my friends. Just going to step away for 5 minutes. or less.
What are the odds that he has to take a pee?
Okay.
But pierogies, the only time I actually eat pierogies is really during like Lent, or in the summer when the churches have their their events, their bazaars and stuff.
You know what makes a damn good pierogi?
Oh,
Shields. Like their homemade food and all that.
right.
They make really, really good pierogies. They know how to do them right. A little bit too much onion for my taste, but
It's
I know
good.
Gina enjoys them. Try to think of who else, but yeah,
Mark, that could
mom and
happen.
pop.
That could definitely happen. What I could actually do now, because I have my tablet, I could take that with me and do a live video from the pierogi festival. So it's like,
We're coming to you live from Pierogi Fest 25.
yeah, I think it could possibly happen.
You gotta wonder whatever happened to that. Like back in like the, when radio and TV were like new things, people would always put on that accent, like, oh, isn't this a fine kettle of fish? Like it's called a transatlantic accent. It's meant to make you sound like more intelligible and clear, like for clarity. And
Now that you bring it up, yeah, I remember that. Also, I remember at midnight, the TV station was always show the flag and play the
Star
anthem.
Spangled the national anthem.
Then it would go off the air. Now it's 24/7.
But yeah, like I said, like way back when, like it always had people talking like this.
This is Howard Cosell.
Or like when the Hindenburg went down, oh, the humanity! Oh my God! Oh, the humanity! Yeah, people, like I said, Elliot Ness and his men stopped at a speakeasy in Berwyn. And everybody wore their pants around their throats. I mean, people wore really high-waisted pants in the European style. Well, yeah, we should go back to talking in transatlantic accents. Like I said, I'm coming to you live from Pierogi Fest 25 here in Edwardsville.
That could happen. Oh, so 30 views from from Facebook. That's awesome. We got some live action going on for my Facebook page or profile page. Say, Craptopulus usually shouts in sometimes. He's going live himself tonight, so that's why we didn't see him.
He's off doing his own thing.
He's doing his own. We got our own thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to compete against us.
He has more followers than we do.
Yeah.
But it's I don't do the online gaming, but I know my nephew does, and he has tons of people that just watch him play video games. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I never got into that. I never got it. Like I never understood that. Like I would find it distracting because I like to play. I have to play. I'm going to date myself here, but Diablo 2 is something I still play every now and again. But Star Wars: The Old Republic, I can't imagine like doing a quest in that game and having everybody on YouTube watch me do it. Well, for one thing, I'd have people who know the game telling me about how I'm doing everything wrong.
Yeah. I wish I could the one Star Wars arcade game where you could choose whether you attack the original Death Star, you're on Endor, and then you could hit the other Death Star.
Are you talking? Is that a video game like for the computer, or is that like something that we played in the arcade?
This was back in the days of, like when the arcades were big. You'd sit in
And
this,
then
sit in it, and they had 3 levels. You could still do anyone first, but like the first one was you have to.
I remember the one with the speeder bikes. I really like that one.
That's that one. That's
okay.
If you pick the indoor battle, you're first. It goes first. You're on a speeder bike. Then you're second way. You're attacking the Death Star. Oh, that was neat though back in the day.
I also like to play the one where you were Luke, and you had to do like the trench run for the Death Star. You basically had to keep blowing up the Death Star over and over, and it got harder each time.
Do you remember for Atari? I forget who was it. Activision, I can't remember, but it was the Empire Strikes Back game where you flew. He's back.
You had to destroy Imperial walkers over
Yeah.
and over and over again.
My buddy had that. I never had that game, but my buddy did, and that was for back in the day. That was not as easy as people thought.
No, it just went on forever though, and they just kept getting faster and faster. It was basically like it was like a bizarre version of Space Invaders.
Yeah, because it was the same thing over and over again. But it's like whoever invented, well, I can't say his name, but because it's Chinese or something. But the guy who actually invented Pac-Man cashed in on he has to be a millionaire by now. Even back then,
he was a millionaire. I was going to say he's probably a millionaire back then.
It's like the concept of a little yellow ball eating pellets running from ghosts.
Well, Pac-Man was inspired by a pizza with a slice taken out. Really was.
No, I did not know that. I did not know that.
Because they were trying to figure out what the character was going to look like, and they were literally ordered out for pizza.
Looking like
it's like, well, there it is right there. Like a little mouth gobbling up pellets.
Then of course there was Ms. Pac-Man, then Pac-Man Jr. Holy jeez.
I was always terrible at Pac-Man, but Ms. Pac-Man I can clear every board.
Then I like the Ms. Pac-Man intermission better than the original Pac-Man intermissions.
They were actually the same game. In fact, like if you remember, way back when, you'd see Pac-Man cabinets with Ms. Pac-Man playing in it, because Ms. Pac-Man was actually an upgrade to the original game.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know if I ever saw that. I probably did back in the day, but it's like, and they cashed in and like how Nintendo made Donkey Kong. Somebody tried to rip off the name in and made a game called Crazy Kong, and I think Nintendo sued them, but it's still the basic concept. They just basically cheated the program with stuff missing out of it. But if you look up Crazy Kong, people are like, no, that never happened. Yeah, it did. I remember back in the day when Zehrs was opened, my parents would go shopping over, getting a grocery order. My dad here's $5, go play the games.
Well, that was because you had Sunshine on one side and Zehrs on the other.
Zehrs on the other, and Zehrs had Crazy Kong with pinball machines and a couple other games. But
really,
yeah.
So I loved the Kung Fu game that Sunshine had. I was really good at it too.
Oh, which I remember that, but I can't remember which Kung Fu game because
It was the guy in the red. I forget what they call that outfit.
The gi.
Thank you. Guy in a red gi and a guy in a white gi. You play the guy in the white gi, and there's a referee, and he's like,
"Fight!" Okay,
full point.
I remember that game. Also,
half point.
Up at Top Dog, when Top Dog was around, they had a game called oh crap, I can't remember. But it was a kung fu game where you had to fight your way like through the levels, and that was pretty cool too. I just can't remember the name.
Kung Fu Master, by chance?
I think it is. Yeah, Kung Fu
Kung
Master.
Fu Master.
Where you get
Or
to throw
Spartan
stars.
X.
You like throwing stars at people, kill them. That was cool.
Well, the one that I liked, it was like there was a two guys get angry over a girl. It started like everyone started like it was always a different girl. They always got interested in the same girl.
Yeah.
And then like they're like staring daggers at each other, and they decide to fight for her honor, and whoever they get, I guess they pull some drunken bum off the street to referee the thing, and then full point, half point.
I remember playing that game. Yep, I remember.
Yeah, well, you had to. I mean, you lived in East End, so I mean, it was inescapable for you. My mother just liked to shop at Sunshine, so
So did my mom too, because like back then, and they were kids, like they're like, yeah, okay, ma, whatever. But like after my dad died, Sunshine was still there. They didn't move yet, and like you'd get like 5 cans of ravioli for like $1, And so my mom would always have like ravioli, beefaroni, like for just quick for like lunches, but you literally get 5 for $1. Corn, like the canned corns, the whole kernel corn, 6 for how many? It was like ridiculous. We're going up the Polish food because there was really Kabah. Oh, I got some Garrity too. I got a smoked sausage, but it had cheddar cheese in it, and that was really good.
dude, you sound like you're underwater.
How about now?
Now you're better.
All right. Now my voice keeps going out a little bit. So yeah. See anything going on Facebook? Now we still got 30 views going on Facebook. 30 viewers. Thank you. It's but it was the 80s were great. 80s, early 90s. And we had Ataris, and the knockouts were coming out like ColecoVision, and
Coleco was a much better system.
I never had it.
Me either, but my cousins did, and that's all I wanted to do whenever I went over their house was play ColecoVision.
There was this
graphics were so much better.
Was it in television? Something.
Yep, that was Metellus.
Where you got your controller, but you had to get like a card. It was a card you put in it. Was that in television?
Yeah.
Remember? Okay.
My other cousins had in television. Whenever I was over their house, that's all I wanted to do was play in television.
Yeah, they had in television, and then when I go over their house, when they came over my house, played Atari because they didn't have Atari, they had television, and let me tell you the 2 worst games that I've had for Atari, and I'm not saying I'm bad, like they're bad, but I still played them because they were so. Was the game E.T. and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I enjoyed both of them. I know E.T. is famous now because they dumped all the unsold ones into a landfill as a tax write-off.
Oh, gee, I did not know that.
Yeah, it was like an urban legend, and they went digging in this Arizona this old Arizona dump. They actually they drilled down because it's a landfill. Like once it got filled up, they went over it. They poured dirt over it, and, like the mall. People don't know this, but the mall was actually a landfill. It was
I remember that.
It was a city dump.
Good night, Susan. Have a great night. Thanks for hanging with us.
Take care, Susan.
But yeah, it's.
It was the same thing. Like they filled it over, but they didn't. I don't think they really built anything on top of it.
The one built on part of either landmine or the coal mines.
No, it's a landfill. It was a city dump back in the day. That was all woods back there, and I remember it partially being woods. But There was with the landfill for Atari, they took trucks and trucks and trucks of unsold ET and just dumped it. That was like at the end, pretty much at the end of the company's life. ET really destroyed them because they invested heavily in it, and the return was awful. Pac-Man was another really big misstep. If you remember Pac-Man for Atari, how awful
Oh, it was terrible. I mean, I love Pac-Man, but the Atari version was, oh my god, was it so bad?
Yeah,
But
and
I bought it. I had it. I couldn't wait for it to come out. I think I got Pac-Man for like one of my. It was a birthday present or a Christmas present. Like, oh, I need Pac-Man, and I'm playing. I'm going like, this ain't no Pac-Man.
What was
everything was flickering. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering, what was so like bad about it? Was it just the experience of being in the arcade? Because didn't
It was not.
Atari have a joystick? So you would think that having Pac-Man on Atari would work, but
Well, I mean, Pac-Man in the arcade was an 8-bit game. That's why when everything was ported over to Atari, it was awful because most arcade boxes they were all 8-bit games, and then when it got ported to Atari, Atari was 4-bit, so things got really,
compressed.
yeah, things got really watered down when it made it to Atari.
Gotcha.
And Pac-Man was like, even for what they tried, it was like way beyond the system's capabilities to do. There was like no color. It was like pretty much like black and white, just more like blue and tan. Like the maze was tan, and then like the background was like a dark blue, and then the Pac-Man, like the ghosts were not different colors, and they flickered because the rendering engine couldn't get it right. So they'd flicker as they moved. Pac-Man would flicker as he moved. You know how there was like side doors on either side of the maze.
Yeah.
In the Atari version, there were 2 on top and 2 on the sides. The maze was completely different, and it was really awful.
They threw it together half-assed.
Well, like I said, when they try to port I'm talking to a guy. I mean, I love I watch channels like 8-Bit World, and I love watching or hearing about the history of old video games and stuff like that. And Atari was a mess back in the day. Like they were not run well.
From what I read, they just to push this thing so fast, they just threw it together half-assed, and there you go. Here, wait, I'm going to show Fred because I found it online. I found it on YouTube to kind of give him an idea of what it looked like.
Oh, I see. That's trash. That's trash. Yeah. What was the big Atari game? Space Invaders? Space Invaders? Like, was that the big...
That's a good question.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
What were the big Atari
That's
titles?
a bummer.
They're usually based on movies.
Asteroid, Space Invaders, like
Asteroids was rendered pretty well into Atari World. I like playing Asteroids.
Asteroids. I had Asteroids. I had Space Invaders.
I think I had like 60 cartridges.
I know I had a ton. I forget even what happened to it, but I had a crap load of Atari games.
I'm just going to tell you guys, I was born in '88, so like my first video game console was just a Nintendo, and my dad and I would play Duck Hunt and Mario, of course, and we had a couple other games for the old Nintendo, like when I was real young, and then my brother and I had N64, so on and so forth.
I bought myself an N64 console. I was like, it's before I even met my ex-wife.
I bought it because I wanted Doom.
I bought it.
Doom, yeah. I had Doom on a floppy disk for my old Windows 95 computer.
The big old floppies.
Oh yeah,
Well, there was the 5.5 inch and then the 3 and 3 1/4.
yeah,
The
the
one
standard floppy. That would
The
go into your
smaller one.
tower back in the mid '90s.
I had a chess game that was on floppy disk. I absolutely loved it.
I never learned how to play chess.
I think I had Oregon Trail on floppy. I
I
think
always
everybody did.
and I always ended up like any chess. The thing is with chess games, once you figure out the algorithm, like if I move here, the counter move will be this. If I move here, the counter move will be this. Once you figure that out, then I would always like I had the chess for my Barnes and Noble Nook. I had a Nook tablet. I still have it somewhere. Actually, I have a new Nook tablet, but like the old, like now it's just like a Lenovo tablet. But back then it was like something that was made for being in. And I had a chess game for that. I was able to beat it in like 10 moves or like in about 10 moves. I knew how to get it into checkmate just by learning its algorithm.
I remember for Atari, it was so I still loved playing Raiders of the Lost Ark, but you had to use the 2 joysticks to play
Yeah.
that game. I liked it, but it was at first it was slow, but then like, do you remember Activision came out with it? It was called Pitfall Harry.
Oh yeah, I love that game.
Oh, so did I. And like each level just got like, first it was like easy, then it got neat, and then it's just level after level. But
You had to keep moving.
There was one game that was kind of like slow at first, but then as you got, like I said, you got to higher levels, it got more like interesting. It was called Keystone Capers, where you're like, it was you're a cop running through a department store, and you have to catch the crook by the time he gets to the top of the building, which is like how many levels up. But so the first level, it's like, okay, you got him. It's like, oh wow. But then as you get into the game, like you have to jump over shopping carts and dodge balls and and it got fun as you got higher. But the whole thing is you have to catch the crook before he gets before he makes it to the roof.
They actually made for Atari. They actually made a video game out of Porky's. I had it.
I had it. I remember I had it. Now that you mentioned it, I did have it. Where you had to blow up the bridge.
There was a flesh-colored naked woman dancing on the like at the splash screen. There was like what was supposed to be like a naked woman like jiggling around.
Yeah, I remember Porky's. I remember that. Oh my god. I'm headed to my neighbor. All right, Mark. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Appreciate it. Joey, yeah, Defender was good. I like Defender. Whether it was the arcade or the Atari. Defender was good.
Yeah, Defender ported over. It was one of the ones they were able to port over pretty well. Donkey Kong on Atari was actually fairly fun. The graphics were shit, but it was actually pretty challenging.
I'm sure I probably did. I know
Tron was really good.
Donkey Kong Jr. was pretty decent for Atari.
That's one of the ones I played a lot was Tron. I love Tron.
I got mad because I can never win on that. And I'm like, this is stupid because I can never win. I always got, boxed in or killed by the other guy. But I remember they had, I don't know if it ever came out for Atari, but they had it in the arcade, Star Trek, where I don't know if it ever came out for Atari. I don't think, but the arcade had it. Up in the mall had it. It was you sat in a cabinet, and you had to steer the Enterprise to like 12 other ships and not get blown up. And
I don't recall that at all. Yeah. I was a huge Star Trek fan as a kid. Still
am. I thought I heard they're making another Abrams is making another Star Trek movie.
Yeah, it's going to be a continuation. The timeline that they're in now. Which the guy who played Chekhov died in real life. He died in a car accident.
I remember. I wonder what they're gonna do for if they're gonna try and replace him with another character or just like write him off somehow. I don't know. But it's that was I watched. I mean, I didn't see the last one. I don't think I did of the new timeline Star Trek, but I like the second one. Was it second?
Where they
Yeah.
redid Khan.
Yeah, but I don't like how they redid Khan. They made him But I liked
thought
how
he was cool.
I liked how they integrated old Spock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Leonard the first two. I mean, by the time the third one came out, Nimoy had already passed.
I remember watching that because somebody handed Spock his thing, and he opened up and there was a picture of like the original Star Trek
Yeah.
cap. That was cool. It's
Yeah, the third one was actually really good.
Was that
I never got
the
into Star Trek. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I never got into Trek.
I was a fan of both.
Same here.
But I liked Star Wars episodes 4, 5, and 6 the best. 1, 2, and 3. One was like
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, they should have done that without him. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you gotta you have episode 4 where Darth Vader's like, just, I want the plans. Then Empire, which I thought was the best, in my opinion, Empire was the best. Where you just
Actually, that was A New Hope. Oh
no, Empire.
no, I'm just saying the
Oh,
Commander, tear this ship apart until you found those plans and bring me the passengers. I want them alive. That's
against the wall.
when I saw that I saw that in the theater as a 5-year-old. I can remember this distinctly. I was sitting there with my mom, and that he breaks he crushes the guy's windpipe, throws him across the room, dead body, just slams him into a bulkhead. Commander, you tear this ship apart until you found those plans. And bring me the passengers. I want them alive. And I'd put it up in the screen. I'm like, when I grow up, I want to be that.
It's
a badass moment
I like an Empire though. If you just did something wrong, he just choked you and killed you. It's like sorry.
Well, I had the entire the whole plot point of Luke, Darth Vader being Luke's father and all that. I had that entirely ruined for me because Marvel had the rights to the story, for comic book purposes, and they put out a graphic novel 6 months before the release of the film, and it was the entire film. And I read it, I knew going into the theater what I was going to see. The only thing that changed really from the comic was Yoda. Nobody knew what Yoda was going to look like yet when the comic was being done. So Yoda was like a little purple thing.
But it's the one part they come up on Hoth and Darth Vader's basically pricing what the freak did you do that for? And he's like, Admiral, click. He kills him.
Yeah,
It's command.
Well, the element of surprise would be, they came out of hyperspace too early. But
it's funny, like you sit there, he's like the guy. You see Darth Vader rise up, and he goes, "What is you see him what is it, General?" Then he goes, with fleets at light speed, comes to detected an energy field.
Oh, my lord!
The rebels are alert to our presence. Well, he felt he's clumsy, he is stupid. He's stupid.
He's as clumsy as he is stupid.
Oh, Lord Vader, the fleet's moving. He's chokes him out, kills him. You
failed me for the last time.
I don't know if to be in that other guy's spot, not the one, but the one that got promoted to Admiral. I don't know.
Yeah, Captain.
I'd be I don't know if I'd be happy or be oh shit, because if you screwed up, you're dead. It's
Yeah, I wouldn't want to command. Well, the name of Vader's Star Destroyer was Executioner.
Oh, really?
And that large, the Super Star Destroyer that Vader basically lived on. That was called Executioner.
Oh, did not know that.
Or no, Executor. Sorry, Executor.
It's
and he actually lived in what the hell was the name of the planet? The volcanic planet where he was essentially born. He had a mansion there that he lived in.
Like a castle.
Like, cause you got to go, like you got to go. Well, that was actually depicted in the one Star Wars movie, like one of the more recent ones, the one that had the French guy. I can't think of his. And Cassian Andor.
Oh, and
Like,
I tried watching Andor when it first came out, and I just could not get into it.
I haven't seen it.
But when they had season 2, they played parts 1 and 2 on ABC because Disney owns it.
Yeah.
And start like it. I'm like, well, I don't have Disney anymore. I have Netflix.
I have Disney Plus. It's kind of a waste.
I don't remember why I started watching Disney Plus to get. Oh, because I wanted to find like the older movies, like The Black Hole.
Oh, I watched that. Gina and I watched that on Disney Plus not too long ago, but before she broke her leg.
The Black Hole, for its time, it was made in like early 70s, I think, or early to mid 70s.
Nah.
When was that made?
It came out in like 79. It came out a year after Star Wars. They were saying like it got a lot of bad press because they were saying like, oh, Disney wants to compete with Star Wars and this and that. The film had been in development and production probably since like 74 or 75.
But the graphics of that time were like really good, being back.
Oh yeah. Well, dude. Oh, who is it?
Maximilian.
Yeah, I love that film.
It was cool at the end. They show Maximilian like stand like looked like supposed to be hell with the fight, and you see like you actually now see like two eyes.
Yeah, it was Reinhardt's and Maximilian became one being.
That was cool. How they did that. Cool.
Which is when you get down to it, and here's incoming dad joke right here. Maximilian became Maximilian's shell. Because remember, the actor was Maximilian Schell who played.
That's right,
Dr. Reinhardt. So Maximilian the robot became Maximilian's shell.
When Maximilian killed the guy who's in Psycho, can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know you mean. Dr. Something.
But he's like, you shouldn't have done. He was a good man. Like, he's like, oh my god, why? Like, you shouldn't have done that. He was a good man. After he's like laying there dead. That was a good movie. I liked The Black Hole. The intro was kind of killed the moment. But once you got past the intro, it was like pretty cool.
And that was like a 70s and 80s thing, though. I mean, look at Superman. Oh my god, it had to be like the longest intro in movie history.
Superman 2.
I'm talking about the first one.
Oh, and the first, I think 2 was bigger, was longer than the first one.
I don't know. All I know is that it's like, as a kid in the theater, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna go back out to the lobby, play video games. Call me like when the movie actually starts. Yeah, I mean, it was just as a kid, like you want to see Superman. You want to see Superman flying around and lifting cars up and all that. You don't want to,
just the best part I liked in the original one. Well, there's two best parts I liked. When him and Lois are walking out and the mugger tries to rob Lois.
Oh yeah.
And the gun goes off. He just reaches over and just like catches it. And Clark's like,
actually, he stood in front of the bullet.
Huh?
He stood in front of the bullet.
I thought he reached out and grabbed it and caught it. Or looked like he caught it, but anyway. But like at the end, he's like, I must have fainted. He's like, fainted. And he gets up and he has the bullet in his hand, like, I can save your life. Then the part where he actually saves her from the helicopter when he flies and when first appearance.
I was just gonna say, going back, that was actually one of my most favorite games for Atari was Superman.
I remember that game. I had that game. You had to find first your Clark Kent. first your Clark Kent. Well,
You
wait.
got to watch the bridge blow up.
Lex Luthor blows up the bridge, and you got to turn into Superman.
Yeah, you had to go back to the phone, go through three screens before,
and then you
then
have to
fly around.
find the
You have
part.
to find all the crooks. You got to find Lex Luthor, who has like a helicopter jetpack thing.
Yeah. Then you got to rebuild the bridge. Then you turn back into Clark Kent. You go into the Daily Planet after it's over.
Dun, dun, dun. Like that was your reward.
Yeah.
Were those 3 notes? You go back to the Daily Planet, and it's like dun, 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 like okay, now life as usual. Welcome back to the hellacious grind of work. That's your reward.
What other? Yar's Revenge.
Oh, that was another one. Yeah.
I like your. There's no. Oh, they put out. Remember for Atari Haunted Mansion or Haunted House? I forget what you called it.
My cousin had it. I didn't actually have it.
But it was you had to go through, and you hit your button to make your like flashlight or your candle light up to, and you had to find. You had to find. It's been so long. But yeah, that was a boring game. Let's see, we had. It was funny. I remember the first time I saw Atari 2600. They had it in J.C. Penney's, and they had it set up as you could play it. It was like a demo in like demo mode, and that's when we got our first Atari. It was back then it was like a house gift. So it was expensive, and we got we got Asteroids, Defender, and it came with
Combat.
Yeah. And then the Combat had 2 games. It was Combat. Or wait, no. That was the tanks, right?
Yeah.
Tanks. Okay, yeah. And you had the paddle joystick. Those were the days.
Yeah, I mean Atari back then, like its initial price was $200, then it went down to $150, and then by the time I got it, it was $99. But I mean that was a shit ton of money back then.
It was. My buddy at the time, I still talk to him. He had they found it was called Gemini. It was like a knockoff, but it played Atari games, and it was a knockoff, but you were able to play Atari games, and that was pretty interesting.
Sears had a game console. It was basically it was an Atari, but it was like like the Sears game console, and it was like licensed by Atari. And it was like the selling point of that was that it was like $20 cheaper or something. You
could buy cheaper than Atari.
Yeah.
It was cool. Yar's Revenge was cool. I mean, even though I played Raiders, even though it was kind of crazy. At the end, you see the arc.
I just basically I didn't do the whole. If I was going to play Raiders, I would literally just buy shit tons of parachutes and parachute off every mesa until I found the arc. That was my solution to it.
I'm trying to think. Pole Position came out for Atari. It wasn't bad from the original.
Sure. I don't think I had that one.
From the original, like from the arcade version. Pole Position.
Oh, my favorite one had to be Adventure. With the one with the dragons.
I had that, and I had that Adventure, but I can't remember what it was about.
Basically, you were a cursor, and the magic arrow would kill. It was supposed to be a sword, but it was an arrow. And it, if you touched one of the dragons with it, they'd die. My favorite thing was I would get the dragon to swallow me while I was holding the sword. So once I got swallowed, the dragon would die with me in his stomach, and then the bat would pick me up and carry me all over the board. And there's actually an the first Easter egg is in that game. The guy, the creator of the game, actually signed it. And if you did put certain objects in certain rooms, you could pass through the one wall and find his signature.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm looking at it now, like quick on YouTube. Yeah, where the bat had the key, so you have to go after the bat to get the key to get into the castle, and then you have to get a bridge because there was He's the bridge. I remember that game now that I'm looking back at it. I remember.
And the bridge was funky.
Yeah, it was.
And then you had to like you know, and then like if you needed the sword and the bridge, like you basically had to try to push the two at the same time.
And you couldn't really hold two at the same time, so you had to, yeah. But yeah,
and then there was a oh god, well, I forget what I was even gonna say now. I mean that game. I mean, yeah, I mean you were just like a little block cursor moving around, but I mean it did a lot for your imagination. I mean it was like there's a lot to. I mean the maze was really interesting. Especially the dark maze. I had that whole thing memorized, like, where you're moving through darkness and you can only see so many feet in front of you.
I remember that.
I had that whole thing memorized. In fact, well, I know what I was going to say. I still play those games now because you can get emulators for your computer.
I heard of those. I never got into the emulators, but I know they exist.
It's the same. It's the same ROMs, so it's exactly the same experience. And if you have a keyboard, like I have an old serial keypad, like joystick, works on your serial port. So, I mean, it works well, so I just keep it. It's a Microsoft joystick, gamepad, whatever. And I mean, you can use that with it too. So I mean, it really, it's better than using your keyboard, which for a lot of arcade games, although Matt Mania, I have like ROMs for MAME. MAME is like an arcade machine emulator, and I have stuff like Matt Mania and Pac-Man, and I always say like it used to be like any computer I ever fixed or put together for somebody, I would always include that in there just as revenge for all the quarters that I lost as a kid. Because it's actually illegal to have. Not illegal to have MAME, but it's illegal to have the computer ROMs for it. And I used to go on Napster and stuff like that and find them.
Napster. Holy moly, it's false.
Hey, false.
What's going on, false?
What's up, false?
But yeah.
What's new with you, bro?
False North is in the house.
Nice.
But yeah, it's about almost 20 after 11.
Okay.
But I want to thank you guys for another great weekend, great Saturday night, another great edition of Outside the Box Live. Look at the kitty. So, Gina, I hope if you're still watching, I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for another great night. I had a good time, like always. All our awesome watchers who watch us on Facebook. Still show 30 views on Facebook. We got one live person watching us. Guys, thank you very much. It's always an honor to have you guys with me. We'll see you next week.
Pleasure. We'll see you. Have a great night, guys.
Good night.
Have a good night. Thanks.